Hey there YouTube, this is just a quick video. I've got my 2015 Honda F6B Goldwing here with the air code 19, which is going to be for your pulse generator or crankshaft position sensor, whichever you want to call it. And the crankshaft position sensor is mounted just to the inside here of this timing cover. And you pull the timing cover off and you disconnect the sensor here, and then you can replace it with a new one, or you can check the contacts, make sure the contacts aren't corroded. Some people have said the contacts could be possibly corroded, causing an issue. It doesn't appear to be the case with mine, and so I'm replacing this sensor right here. But one of the issues most people had, now my version is non-ABS, which means it's relatively easy to get to. ABS versions, you got to go through the tank, lift the air box, and possibly, I think, even lift the fuel tank a little bit underneath everything to get access to the plug. But if you have the non-ABS version, like I do on my Goldwing F6B, then it's actually pretty simple. The cable itself, as you see, comes out the top of the case. And then under this plastic here, there's this bolt right here, just on the inside. It's just this bolt that comes up. Well, this line goes down and around and then comes up right behind these two lines right here, and then plugs in to that red plug right there, which is then covered by this, in my case of my bike, this yellow connection cover that I've lifted up. One thing you might note is right above here, let me raise the camera a little bit, you can see these coil packs. I've actually disconnected the rightmost coil pack and moved it out of the way to get access to this connecting block right here. And it's just your little 2-wire plug, as you can see right there, yellow and white. And you can tell it's not that long of a cord. And so I fished the line just around the back down here. There's a little gap. It pulls right through. It's actually quite easy. It's really not difficult at all. I think the most difficult about this process is just the fact that you got to pull the bottom cowling off and the top cowling off, which is just time more than anything. So hadn't seen a lot of good YouTube videos on this that really showed where the wire was connected. So I thought I'd share this with you guys. I'm gonna mount my camera up real quick, or my flashlight, and see if I can't zoom in a little better exactly where the wire was at. For those of you who are interested in maybe doing this yourself to save a little money on labor costs. So as you can see, there's the cable there, and there's this little cover right here where the cable goes under, and from underneath you can see that little bolt there. This housing right here. So it goes just inside here and right around the back side of that. And as it does that, it comes in right behind these two cables right here. And then it just comes straight up and plugs in to that plug right there. Pretty simple. And this plugs into my coil pack that I removed. Always a good tip, take pictures so you can remember what's plugged into what. That can save you a ton of grief. But otherwise, if you're going to remove this timing cover, plan on buying a gasket to replace it with, because there's a good chance the gasket that's on there is going to be damaged. There's also going to be the need for a silicone gasket sealant. some people recommend Honda F6B, or just a good, you know, gasket sealant like you can get at any parts store, hardware store, for like sealing up your major engine cases and things like that. Because what you have here is, inside of here at the top is the split case. You got a right half and a left half, and so you'll have a center line split here and a center line split here, and you'll want to put about a 1-inch bead of silicone sealant between the gasket and the inner housing there to help seal those two cracks up, so that you don't have any leaking of any sort. And then with the new gasket, you should be good to go. I'll take this case off real quick and let y'all see what it looks like on the inside. Move the camera back so I can see what I'm doing. Got 2 dowel pins that you have to line up as well. So you'll have your gasket that goes all the way around and covers this. And you'll unscrew those 2 bolts and replace that if you replace your actual sensor. But yeah, you got a dowel pin here and a dowel pin there. And then if you'll look here, I'll zoom in. Right there in the center is where you'll apply that silicone I'm talking about, and then right here in the center where this split is where you'll apply that silicone. There'll be a little bit of oil in here, that's just to help kind of lubricate everything. You can check your tone ring here to make sure nothing looks damaged or anything, but then as you can see, I need to clean these edges off from the seal. There's a little bit of green left on there. I'll do that here. My part should be in today, so hopefully I can get this fixed and cleaned up tomorrow, but I got it ready for everything. So anyway, hopefully this helps anyone looking to do this particular task themselves and save themselves some labor costs. So I think I paid $60 for the crank position sensor. Not a super expensive part. Rest, it was just time to pull all these little pieces apart. Nothing terribly complicated about it. The bottom part of the timing cover down here has a gap that you can see. This part, these little edges here are where you can get your hands in behind it and kind of pull. Mine was stuck on there pretty good, but I had to I put a pair of pliers, so you can see up here in the top left corner, and grab that bottom and kind of pull a little bit because I just wasn't getting the leverage I needed to get it off. So just a little tip there. Hopefully this video helps someone out who's looking to do this job themselves. And that's all there is to it. Then just button it all back up. Thanks. Y'all have a good one.